What up, world? Great evening, great afternoon, grand rising, top of the AM, wherever you at, man. Peace and blessings to you.
Yeah.
What up? What up, family? How y'all feeling?
Feeling great, man.
Feeling good, looking good.
Patio PolitiCz. Patio PolitiCz. We here with a dope conversation, man. Before we get into it, those who don't know, I want y'all to introduce yourself real quick and brief for the people, man, that don't know, who should know already.
Ladies first.
Ladies.
Oh, that is so kind of you. Someone taught you well. Oh, y'all already know it's your girl, Shanga, the medicine woman
Shanga,
in the building.
Yes. Don't get quiet.
Anybody? I'm the man of many names, but y'all already know what it is. King Mac Millie in the house. Sir Mac, what's going on?
Yes, Sir Mac in the motherfucking building. Yeah. Who next?
What up, y'all? This is Tyree, a.k.a. Mil Suave.
Mil Suave in the motherfucking
cinematographer, cameraman,
all that.
Pictures, photos, videos, films.
Freaky T today. Freaky T
Freaky
today.
time, baby.
Yay.
Freaky time.
I'm saved.
Hey.
Let's get it.
It's already happening.
Ken Don from the Rider for Life family. You already know.
Yes. God King Kendon in the motherfucking building. So today, oh man, they already know J5TH in the building, man.
There we go.
Friendly neighborhood man that's with all the crazy and wild shit. Ladies, 323.
Oh my
etc.
Thank you.
323 the place you gonna be.
I'm fertile and ready.
Whoa.
I'm ready.
Whoa.
So
save that for the OnlyFans. Save that for the OnlyFans.
So look, y'all, speaking of fertile and all that great shit, today's topic, we're gonna be talking about porn.
Have mercy.
Okay? Now porn. Necessity or addiction. All right? So necessity or addiction.
Porn
or education.
Oh my goodness.
So we're gonna have 3: necessity, addiction,
Somebody get Kirk on the phone.
education. All right, so while y'all ponder on that, we're gonna get into the theme and we'll be back after this. Patio PolitiCz, lock in.
We hope you stay a while, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
We hope you stay a while, man, because if you don't, what's gonna happen, man?
We gonna lock your punk ass in the trunk.
There it is. There it is.
And make you watch porn.
We're going to drive you all the way out to Desert Springs.
See, that's what we're not gonna do.
See, it's cold out here. I gotta,
For educational purposes.
gotta watch it.
This is why Shanga had her reservations about this topic.
Exactly.
That's why I want to keep it serious, but you already know
Man.
that.
I'm wearing a bonnet.
So
Come
people,
on, man.
we will not, we will kidnap you, but we won't force you to watch porn. Okay?
It was a joke. It was a joke.
Oh my god.
I'm lock you in the trunk with all that porn.
Come on, G.
VHSs or Betamaxes?
Okay, so real quick, Blindsider, right? The Wood.
The wood.
Okay.
I bet $1.
Fellas, which character are you?
Oh snap.
I'm the main character.
I was going to say I forgot his name. but
Omar
the main
Epps?
Yeah, Youngin.
Booty Smacker.
Yeah.
Okay,
The one I was
What?
touching the booty
Yeah,
and
okay.
running.
The one who got beat up by Stacy?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking about Big Mike, Big
Mac, I was
Mike.
gonna say Mac is the tall, skinny
Big Mike.
dude.
Is it Slim?
Slim. I'll be Slim. I'll take that.
Was that you?
Big old
take
Jerry
that.
curl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
still him.
Yeah. What? Come on now. Come on now.
He was the one.
Now, dang. Mine would be a cross between Mike and Slim. Only reason I say Slim because it's a specific part where a girl wasn't trying to let him hit. And he brought up her ex, was like, you let such and such hit. I know I'm better than that nigga. Now, let me ask, ladies, how would y'all react in that situation if a dude said that?
If he said,
First of all, back in high school, y'all
And
didn't want y'all business out there.
He gave you the whack on top of that. So he brought him up not knowing that it was whack for you. So you like, shit.
He don't even know it's whack. But
Yeah, he don't know, but she know.
You don't know
wait,
that.
so you saying that I told him like no, he think he can hit it.
Yeah, like,
I
nah,
told him
you
no.
just like, nah, not right now.
And then he say, but you let Wooty Whoop hit it.
You let
Yeah.
David hit it, and I know I look better than that nigga.
and you
Yeah.
asked me what was my response
Yes.
be?
Yeah.
First of all, you know David was talking. Because you just
Clearly.
yeah, exactly.
Clearly David was talking.
Yeah.
What's my response to him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say some. Y'all know. Y'all be saying I got a smart mouth. I'm gonna say some tricky shit. Why you think about that nigga dick? I'm gonna say that. You know. What I'm saying? Why you think about his dick?
Hell of a comeback.
Yeah, nah, real shit.
Nigga be like, never mind all this. Is we fucking or not? All right, we get into it.
Now, fellas, how would y'all feel on that moment? If you know she let another nigga hit that y'all look better than her, gonna bring it better than he did.
Like, damn, what
Do you hold
know
that
what?
comment in, or do you just be like, all right, cool,
You
I'll
hurt.
wait.
You
The
hurt.
man,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
hurt.
I am.
I'm disappointed.
the man that I am, I'd be like, you know what? Let me just eat it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So switch it up on her, give her something that she gonna love, and then I'm gonna get it anyway.
No.
Now we.
Mac is
my
nasty.
thing is
Fuck
I'm gonna
that.
find my way in there. You're not just gonna keep me away
So
from what I
cuddle me
want.
then.
I'll cuddle you.
Now look,
I'll cuddle
fellas. This the scenario
You
though.
become a puppy.
Her parents is gone. They gone for hours.
Did she invite you over, or did
Yes.
you come over?
Nah, she invited you over, baby.
Oh, we smacking.
Oh, come. But she didn't come with that. It wasn't no sexting in our era.
No.
Right.
it
Yeah,
was
so
not.
it was just, come
It was-
over.
yeah.
You know, I'm
But you
pull
know,
up. I'm gonna walk up.
you know what you pulling up for, because you ain't fit to pull up for no reason.
See, look, and that's why
I
we
don't
out
know
here
that-
saying that
But also,
we
can
can't
you-
cuddle because you pulling up. You can't just pull up and just hang out with me. No,
But
everybody
also,
gotta
but
be
also
about
let me
the
ask you
same.
about
Our
y'all
generation
era.
was a
In y'all
walk-up.
generation.
We walking up. We didn't
Y'all
have
was on the
But
loop,
five,
right?
but five.
Shut
let me
up.
ask
Okay,
Shonda,
so-
in
Because
y'all
of us.
generation,
Hey, I can really relate. Now, hey, chilling, play the
Like-
long game, never by force, always by choice.
but,
Yes.
but hold on,
Yes.
but five. In y'all generation,
Don't say that shit, Shanga. Y'all niggas been raised by some pimps.
men,
Hey,
Y'all always be on me when I say something about K, but look, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, you got it in them. But men and women weren't like friends as much in y'all generation, were they?
nah, we were.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
especially that best friend shit. Yes.
Platonic.
That
I mean,
best
platonic.
friend shit.
I mean,
Yes.
With no
Yeah, smacking
hint,
best
with no
friends.
hint of nothing.
But the dude
Best friends is
probably
getting
Yeah,
smacked.
I would say that for our generation, best friends. Yeah.
With no hint of ever.
Somebody wanted. I don't
Somebody
believe it was
wanted-
a
Right.
mutual thing, but either the girl liked it, the guy, or the guy
or
liked
vice
it, the
versa.
girl.
But and the cold part about it is
But you can
we
sense the
live in
energy.
a world that says
Yeah.
that men and women can't be platonic friends.
Exactly.
So that storyline is playing in people's head all the time.
And that's very untrue.
You definitely can be, but just
but
the human.
people don't want to be. That's
But
what
but I asked that because when y'all talk about the whole calling the person over, right, or come on over and let's kick it or whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you assume that with friends as well too, and then that could turn into something back then because y'all didn't have cell phones and whatnot? So it's just like, oh, that's my homegirl, but then
they
come
make
over
us
and
sound like
getting,
we old as shit. Y'all didn't have
mean-
no cell phones.
Well, no, he always talking
we
about
didn't
the
get
80s.
cell
I was
phones
born in
until
the
high
80s.
school. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
if you was that lucky.
You talking about
Like
chirp
11th
days,
grade,
early
12.
chirp days and everything. That's,
Chirp.
Nah, we didn't have that. Shanga, we had no fucking cell
Y'all
phone.
didn't have
Nah,
cell
they
phones in
didn't.
high school? At least 11th, 12th grade? Because I had one by 12th grade at
I
least.
think by
I was
11th
sneaking
grade,
to the payphone to make calls, man.
I was gonna say, I think by 11th grade, I had like a prepaid little flip phone.
just
maybe
for
the flip.
emergencies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That you always ran the minutes
that
out
my
on.
mom always took because
You
I
was-
was in trouble, but it was weird.
Yeah, I had a little Nokia joint or whatever.
I ain't even gonna veer off
Yeah.
that. They did used to take the phone like a motherfucker. It was
Yeah,
like,
all
you'll
the
be
time.
crushed. Or did you have a curfew for the phone?
hell no.
Phone curfew?
Yeah. Mine was at
yes.
9. I had to be off the phone at 9.
Well, first of
Mad
all,
as a
it took a
motherfucker.
long
You know, it got
time.
in-
I know that,
Introduced me, but it
that
never
side
got
nigga can
enforced.
talk all night long, man.
You had another phone with the same
That's
line?
crazy.
In another room?
Nah.
Okay.
I
Knowing
leave
that I
the
didn't-
cordless in the room, but they had the other joint, so they pops would pick it up and be
Shut
like,
up,
"Hey, it's
Tom.
that time, man."
knowing that I
Damn,
didn't
they
pay, really?
embarrassed and shit.
Well, that's the house phone.
They wouldn't
joint
at
or
least
whatever.
come up to
Yeah.
you and be like, hey, 5 minutes.
No.
Like,
Oh yeah.
parents
That's
is
the
doing
knock.
that?
That's the knock, and let me
Oh,
know. And I'm
no.
like, oh,
instead of
Mom
just
would-
getting on the
nah.
phone like, hey, I told you.
that's
get off
after the
that
first.
phone.
That's after the first telling of it.
That's crazy.
That's
I
not
was-
it. First of all, I did not have a phone in my room when I don't even remember what age I actually finally like got my own phone line where my number was different from my mom.
You didn't have a cordless?
But
That's what I'm
no,
saying.
I didn't have a cordless. The phone was plugged up in the jack in the kitchen. I had to go
You
sit
had
in
the
the
rotary
kitchen.
joint or?
No, fuck you, man.
I had one.
They
That's
had
what
no
I'm
rotary
asking.
joint. You live with your grandma though.
Just
Man got a whole soul.
And no, my mom wasn't coming in like 5 minutes. She in the background like, get your ass off that phone.
Was you doing one of these?
because you're clearing up, you
Was
blocking
doing
up the
one of
line,
these?
right?
Was you doing one of these when she started yelling and talking, trying to muffle or cover the phone?
Man, hey, you know what? No.
Hey, that don't actually work. Do it.
Nah,
No. Well, you know what? No, it did because the phone back in the day, it had like the little three
three,
lines.
yeah.
The
You
mute
could
button.
put your finger over that and it'll like drown it out and shit.
You can't hear.
But you
what was
never,
that? Oh,
I
my
never
mama
really
talking
knew when
shit.
she was coming through. Sometimes it wasn't time for me to get off the phone, and she just like, you been on the phone too long. Get your ass off the phone. Like,
Because they don't want their lines clogged up. It's only
no, I
one
had
line.
my
If
own
they phone,
line.
We had called waiting, man.
I had my own
Well,
line, brother.
We ain't had that.
That was my own line. This
In your
is my
room?
own line.
had that.
It wasn't in my room. It was in the jack in the kitchen.
I waited.
Oh, so it was a whole separate phone line.
It was a separate phone. When I finally got a phone, it was a separate line in the house. But it was the jack in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I had to go
yeah.
sit in the kitchen, talk to my friend.
You didn't want to
So you
politic
didn't
that.
have
Like, hey,
a-
mom, you ever thought about getting an extra jack in our room?
Did you know my
not the
mama?
extra jack. The extra long
Oh,
cord.
you talking about this?
Did you know
pick
my
up-
mama?
Yeah, you get the phone from the dining room and you walk all the way to the back of the house to
But
your
was yours
room.
yours was mounted on there?
No,
I think
it wasn't mounted. It wasn't
Mhm.
mounted. But in Sharon's house,
So it was like a
Sharon
rogue
paid
jack?
the
You
bills.
You should have saved your school money and just got you a stendo, that extra.
Sharon, in Sharon's house, it was Sharon's rules.
Yeah.
Sharon said, sit your ass in the kitchen over there
I don't know why.
and talk to your friends. Man, how do we get on this? But I'm going to tell y'all real quick. One time my mom took my phone. I had a little boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like the summer before high school, this one dude, they used to always make fun of me in middle school. My uncle told me, like, he liked you. He liked me. But anyway, I used to talk to him on the phone all the time. And then I don't know what my mama said I did. I came home and the phone was missing. The cord was still there, sticking out the jack. But the phone itself was missing. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay. She didn't give me my phone back, so I wrote my boyfriend a letter. Because I didn't want him to think like I was just like ignoring his calls and shit. I dropped the ball because I wrote the letter and then I put it in the mailbox and then I went and took a nap. And when I woke up, my mom had got my letter out the mailbox. She read my shit.
With the rest of the mail, just
You know what? I don't even think the rest of the mail had came yet. She went to check the box to see if the mail was there, and just my letter was in the mailbox.
But how does she know? You put it in an envelope?
Yeah.
How does
I
she
was
know
sending it.
When you be asleep, you never supposed to fall slick. You never supposed to fall asleep.
Exactly.
you're supposed to know the time that the mailman comes by. And
Exactly.
all
All of those things. I felt horribly in all of that.
You put the stamp on that motherfucker.
Of course.
too? Oh,
It
yeah,
was
you-
on
And
its
it's-
way to
wow.
that.
Compton.
Oh, so now you still in stamps.
Why you didn't just wait till you went to school one day and drop it in a random mailbox?
Because it was the summertime. It was the summertime.
Johnny didn't get that letter.
And you couldn't
get on your bike and just go
leave the
over
house and just go to a random mailbox somewhere?
No, I never. I didn't have the parent that I could just leave the house and go places. I did not live that life.
Not even like next door.
No.
Same
Well,
block.
next door, yes, because my grandma lived there.
Were you already
I
grounded?
could not
Alright, listen,
leave.
man,
I
listen.
could not leave out of the gate.
So look, let's get back to the
Oh
topic.
yeah, my bad.
Yeah, right.
So
Hard out here for play. No.
so porn, you guys watching porn, necessity, addiction, education.
No education, no necessity.
you say-
it's an addiction.
You say it's an addiction? Okay.
Sick out here.
What about y'all?
It depends on the person.
Okay, I like that. Depends on the person.
I
You
would
got a
say-
big one for you.
For me, I mean, it's whatever. That's the space that I'm in it with. Like,
It's an addiction
because
for Mac. Next,
it's not an addiction. So I sit here and I watch porn all the time.
you just said it's whatever.
You
so
gotta
I just
pick
think-
one
I
out
mean,
of the
but
three.
I'm just saying, like, it doesn't mean nothing to me in that space to where I'll just be like, I can't live without porn. Like, if we watching it, we watching it. If I happen to like come across and watch some, okay.
So
if I
pick,
don't,
pick
I don't.
one out of the three. Addiction.
So addiction. What else?
necessity,
necessity,
or education.
Or education.
It's hard to pick either one of those three in this atmosphere.
You gotta pick one.
Only one?
Because that's the one you're defending in this conversation.
Well, come back to me.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
T.
Only one?
Yeah. You gotta
Because I see it
defend.
as more than one, but okay.
I might make up a fourth or something like that.
Well, I mean,
Addiction, necessity,
It's-
or education.
it's definitely an addiction. You can just see in our culture.
For you,
I'm talking about for you though.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you didn't say entertainment.
Even better.
nah.
Even better.
Who's watching porn for
I'll say what it
entertainment?
was
That's what movies
introduced
are
to me
for.
and how I felt about it. Can we rock?
We're gonna
with
get into
that?
that on the next segment. but
Okay.
Education, brother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you
So you're
education.
watching
Education for
porn.
me as well.
It has showed up differently in my life, but at this stage in my life, with me
Yeah.
not watching it for entertainment purposes, it's the only use of it to be
What he
education.
said.
Entertainment.
Because I
You're
say
gonna turn
entertainment, but he
on-
didn't offer entertainment.
You're gonna turn on porn to
Entertainment.
watch it for entertainment.
We're not saying that.
It's
That'll fall
different
into
forms.
the addictive
Right
category
on,
to
right
me.
on, right on.
But,
Exactly.
Entertainment.
So when
Okay,
you say
education.
entertainment,
Education.
so when you said entertainment, T,
Mm-hmm.
what did you mean by entertainment?
Well, even though they're saying addictive, I think addictive is when you just can't stop watching it.
When it's just what you turn on instead. You turn on the TV and just boot, or you get on your computer and that's just the
Well,
first thing you
addiction
do,
will
and
be
it's
you can't
playing
function
in
without
the
it.
background.
Yeah, no, that's addiction.
I'm just trying to understand what entertainment.
I would say
means.
education.
Entertainment is like instead of watching
That's
a movie,
hard,
I'm
too.
just gonna turn on some porn and watch it.
Or would entertainment be like after I beat off the section?
Are you still watching it after?
Yeah, for the entertainment. Not even the penetration, but maybe the storyline.
I was gonna say it probably fall into the storyline. Because
No,
addiction.
it's a real question.
Because when I picture addiction, I just picture like you ever know that one cat who just all they do is smoke weed, sit around in they house and
I think T has a problem with weed.
no. I see it as a common thing. They go together. A lot of
Weed.
times. I don't smoke, but when I think of addiction, I just think of somebody who can't stop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right, they can't stop.
You know.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I say it's educational, but it ties into what you were saying, which we're gonna address in the next segment. How it depends on the person, because I believe that how porn was created for entertainment, it's now recreation now, and it's so easily accessible. It's much more dangerous than it was in the 90s.
It's so
Yeah.
accessible that you ain't even gotta look for
You ain't even gotta look; it's right in your
It's
face.
in your face.
it. It'll be in your
It's
face.
on
social media?
Social media,
Quick.
yes.
Up and down the
Even
page.
if you ain't,
Yes.
even if you ain't on social media, you can see like certain ways of dress now are socially acceptable,
Yeah,
and it has nothing to do with you being free to be naked. Because there's a difference in like when you look on social media and you see artistic nudes versus when you see
porn.
personally like
Yeah.
angling your
Exploitation
shit, so that one cheek can look bigger in the mirror. You know that travel
said
photo
angling.
that they
Oh,
always take.
ladies, he know y'all secret. He know the secret.
stand on the
Every,
ball of
every
the
time they go on a
footlight.
trip, they take that picture in front of the sliding glass mirror.
Shut up, T.
All right.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
hey, we gonna come back. We gonna come back to
Yeah.
elaborate on all that. We'll be back in a tick.
the
More on the patio
photographer.
politics. Yes. Let's get it.
They got nothing to do with photography. Everybody sees that shit.
I mean, and
He said they go on vacation
got
to
it.
take a picture.
they know what they do.
porn is actually taking up your
make
time, though.
It doesn't
Would
matter
that make
if I
it
watch
addiction
porn for
then?
2 hours and
Is
then
it- but-
still go to work and
Because
still feed
wouldn't
myself
addiction
and
make
take
you
care of my family is
unproductive
good.
in a sense?
No, it depends on if.
yeah, we
It's
can't.
like I rely on this
Hold on.
to
We're gonna save it.
Okay.
Are we rolling?
Cause you know, like they got chemical deficiency and they got addiction. Addiction mean like when we are losing shit.
Jazz, you got to cut the timer on too.
No, I'm gonna turn it on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, hold on. 5, 4, 3, 2.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Welcome back, porn addicts.
I like how that was on point. She was like, pow.
She was
Educated.
doing that. Hey, she was
Across
doing that the last time. I'm like, she is hitting it every time.
it was
she can't
right
be
on
here.
Let's get
Y'all
it.
in sync, man. I like that.
This is good because it's a taboo conversation, and I know a lot of people probably
Embarrassed or something.
embarrassed to talk about it, or maybe you want to work through their addiction or figure out why this and that. And then on the next segment, we'll get into what we was talking about with Shanga earlier with the whole bop, 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 bop. Yep, what Pops used to do. Bang, bang, bang. The Pops, yo. So
Rest in peace, John Witherspoon.
yes, man.
Yeah, girl.
Rest in peace
I'll
to
say.
the legend. So while we were on break, we was discussing the entertainment portion of it versus being addicted to it. Now, what makes the addiction to porn? What defines it?
When you can't live without it, I would guess.
I would say that, and also like, I just think of somebody who's like unproductive. Like, I know before the break we were mentioning how you could be a functional, what is it called, a functional addict?
Functional addict.
Yeah.
But like the difference is, if you smoke or you do a drug, you do it and then you go on about your business while it's infiltrating your body. But with porn, it's actually taking your time up to watch it, right? To consume it.
Well, I mean, it's 24 hours in a day, so it depends what type of.
Question is, what are you watching it for?
Exactly. Great question.
What are you watching it for? You watching it to get yourself off, or you watching it just because it's just what you like? It's
Now let me.
I would say.
Let me ask y'all. Would that be an addictive problem if it's to get off and get on about your day?
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
it would
Okay.
be.
Why would
Yeah.
why you say yes?
Because a lot of these people out here that's watching it just to get off, and I think I said this earlier, at some point, not for everybody, but you do have a percentage of people that watch porn just to get off, and it trains their body for that. So when they get around or they get in places with another person and they can't perform, they can't get it up, they're addicted to the porn. However that porn is hitting them, however it's working for them, they can only get it up or be aroused when they're watching pornography. I think also
I gotta disagree with that. But I mean, I think to each his own with that.
that's why I say it's depending on the person.
So if you watch so much porn that when you get in a room with a woman, you cannot get it up and you can't perform, that you're not addicted to porn?
Well,
I
that's
think
the
though
thing,
that's true,
because
though.
you can't get it up. What we classify it as the porn is the problem.
Yeah, the porn is the problem because when he turned on the porn, it's fine. But when
So
he
you
get
mean-
in
Or
a
are we
room
looking
with
for
a
what the
woman,
problem is, or are we
it's an
looking for the
issue.
cause?
Okay.
Within
Okay.
the whole interaction with a woman.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's flaccid the whole time
Yes,
through.
because
that's
some men are out,
that's a
and I'm
problem.
just talking about the men. Some men are out here watching porn because again, you're training yourself. That's just like a dude that jack off so much his dick is turned to the left or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You've trained it. You're training yourself for however long it take you to bust that nut.
I'm only saying that to say because we know
I
because
don't
look,
believe
because look,
They out here.
But see,
Because
five.
some-
I don't know none, thankfully.
because sometimes there might be cortisol levels.
Yep.
That's making this man not able to get an erection, and he might be nervous as fuck. And not saying that the porn is not an issue, but meaning that his space in the interaction
It sound
might be. Like his space in the interaction might be
It
like
sound good.
he might be nervous, he might
It
be
sound
that,
good.
and that might be the issue for him.
And he's nervous because he's used to jacking off by himself and not
Nah,
having
I think- I think-
What if he's not
That's
used
not
to the
true.
interaction with women?
That's not true.
Huh?
What if he's not used to the interaction with women?
If he's not used to interaction with a woman,
American Pie status. Touching.
Not saying that it's not still a problem there, but I'm just saying that another problem could exist.
That's what I was gonna say. I believe, and this may be unpopular opinion, but I believe it's much more deeper than that. when it comes to certain individuals. If we're just
certain
on men,
individuals. Right.
I believe the root of the problem is communication, because in those videos, yeah, you can make them faces and that's fine.
You gotta leave me alone.
They acting.
Huh?
They acting.
Yeah, they're acting.
No, but I'm saying it may be a situation where in that video he made like a certain position that he's not getting from his woman.
Yeah.
That she's restricting him from. It may
Or
be
a certain
So
action that she's not
It's-
like.
it's-
If all
yeah,
he watches
exactly.
head videos,
She may
I
not
just
be
wanna
into
watch
giving
top.
head.
She might not be topping them or whatever.
She
you
might
know?
not be into that. And if that's a
so if he's only watching head videos because she's not performing oral sex on him, when he gets in the room with her, that's stopping him from being able to perform. Period.
I don't know.
Not period, but this is
listen, that's what I'm
desire.
saying though. That's what I'm saying. We talking about two different types of dude. I'm talking about the dude that watches so much porn that now he has disassociated himself from being in a way unknowingly.
We're not talking about that dude, because that
That's
dude has
what I was talking about.
Yeah, he has a problem.
He has an addiction.
That's what we was talking about people with addiction. Addiction.
I mean, I think the thing that contributes to that addiction factor is that you lose all sense of what is it, like mystery or the surprise of it. It's like
relations.
you seeing, and I mean, even in the culture now, because it's so forced down our throats and everything, you see naked girls everywhere so much to the point where it wasn't even.
It's convenient.
And I'm talking about even just in a sexualized way. Because even when you think about before, so there was always porn, right? But even before in movies, you had sexual scenes, but when
they
you
were
did,
not extremely provocative.
not extreme, and then also when you did see nudity at times, it was like
tasteful.
Getting a peek in a.
It was tasteful.
Yeah, in an environment where it wasn't supposed to be like porn, like.
Yes.
So now there's the removed.
I don't know the history of it, but I've never known it to be tasteful back then if people were getting fist in the 70s.
Well, no, I'm saying I said porn always existed. I'm talking about in pop culture. In pop culture, just in regular culture, not.
Yeah, he said like
porn has always existed. I understand that. I'm talking about like in regular culture now. There's you just kind of see little hints of it here and there, and there's so much forced down our throats to the point where like the mystery of seeing just nudity is gone. Like even before there were a lot of videos, it was really just magazines, and you had to try to sneak and find magazines.
Right. But now people being naked is so out there in the forefront that it's not even arousing, is what you're saying, basically.
Right.
But
I would say like the
as
addiction.
people, we've been in the hunt for arousal since forever. Like,
But we had to hunt.
Yeah,
young,
but
you know?
right, but you had to hunt for it.
We don't have to
now
hunt
it's
now.
just open up your phone.
Yeah.
Open
So
up
we're
your phone, you can see
desensitized
anything.
to it now.
That's it.
And that's why
No, go ahead. No, I was about to say, like, is it like it's like a thin line in between someone being addicted to porn and just someone just overall being addicted to sex? Because it's the urge that we identifying with.
I think
they're about the same.
I don't though, because that's what I was kind of trying to get to, and I'm glad you said that because it helped turn my brain a little bit more. I think that an addiction to sex, you're gonna be jacking off or masturbating whether you're watching porn or not. But I think a person that is addicted to porn, they're only jacking off or masturbating watching porn.
Now, are you speaking from knowing somebody? Is this experience, or what is this? What's your doctrine? I'm asking.
I've had some conversations with mainly guys about pornography. And these are some of the things that have been brought to the table for sure. I think the addiction to sex means that you gonna get it any way you get it. But the porn thing, an addiction to porn, you only getting it from turning on porn and whatever your favorite genre is.
Now, speaking from experience myself, I have to disagree. Me being a nympho, loving sex and being addicted to it, and then being addicted to the convenience of, if I don't want to waste my time playing games with this broad or fuck all this, I'm gonna just go touch on myself and call it a day. Urge is gone, all that shit pertaining to.
I don't think that's an addiction though.
If you're doing it, if you're doing it more than 21 days, it is an addiction.
Are we talking consecutively?
consecutively.
Every
Yes.
single day.
Yes.
So is that an
Multiple
addiction
times
to
a day?
porn or is that
Yes.
addiction to sex?
See, but also,
both.
how's that an addiction? Because
It's
if you
both because
okay,
I can
now-
go I can touch myself 3 to 4 times a day, have a date later, and ain't gonna have no problem performing in the bed. She'll never know
And we can probably call that,
unless she's sperm counting.
and we can
Nets
probably
is
call that
feeling a
that
little
because
light here.
your relationship with that, had that started from the moment you started having sex?
I would say the nymphoholic shit. Yes.
Right on. That's
because
right.
because it wasn't the porn I got introduced to. I got introduced to that after I got my virginity
I
taken.
think that matters too.
And then when that happened, I'm like, damn, this shit's convenient.
Right.
Then that started transpiring, and we're like, okay, she on her period, cool. I know where to wear that whole thought of me wanting to have a desire.
But did you need the porn in order for you to be aroused enough to masturbate?
At first, yes, and then through the years and times of it, you could just go off your memory, your thought.
Yeah,
because
well,
because
and so-
your,
and so-
because your
but-
sexual
but-
experience changes.
Without even porn, say with just your plain sexual experience, you could go off that in your memory.
Exactly.
If,
But
if,
that's
if,
what I'm
if you were
saying.
that in tune with it,
Right.
So
Exactly.
would it then be the same thing? Like
That's
what
when
I'm
addiction
saying.
is heavy, man.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
To me,
when
that's
when addiction is heavy, when you go off mind.
But that's an
But
addiction to sex
like,
more
that's
than porn.
sex. Like that's
Right.
that's a moment in between two
Right.
people. And if it was that
But
good and
that's
it's
what-
on your mind, you
right.
can go back into your head and you just as opposed to like
It's both.
watching.
But honestly,
that's
in
why-
time, some people have
That's
mental
why-
blocks.
But that's why I'm saying that for me, that's what outlines what the addiction to porn is.
Mm-hmm.
That you can only be aroused and masturbate when you're looking at porn.
Oh yeah.
That's an addiction to
So,
porn.
so
that-
just, so
you're
just
saying
not a
when
real
that's the
person.
only thing that does
not
the
a
job.
real person. That's the only thing that does
Okay.
the job.
Okay.
That's an addiction
Yeah.
to porn.
I would classify addiction to porn is when you just don't have the desire at all you can go without a woman.
That's what I said.
I mean, for years
Okay,
though.
yeah,
Right,
that's
that's
horrible.
what I
Something
said.
wrong with that.
That is horrible.
I can never
You're
go
right.
without a
That's
woman.
an addiction to porn.
That's
When you
horrible.
get in a
And where
room
you
with
at
a
like
woman,
you at like 16 times a day, and I gotta have this like
yes,
breakfast,
yes,
dinner, lunch.
yes.
That's where
It's like that cigarette in the morning and in the afternoon and
Yeah, nah.
The introduction to porn, depending on your life and what took place first, whether you were a virgin or you lost your virginity and then you figured out what porn was, or if you never knew what sex was and you just happened to see it, porn, and it was just like, all of that I feel like
Plays
makes a
a part.
difference.
Yeah.
And it plays a part in how you treat porn and how you look at porn.
Exactly.
Because when I first saw porn, I didn't even know what the hell sex was. I'm still out here in grade school thinking that boys and girls got the same thing of things. I'm hand in the pants like, where yours at? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know nothing. You feel me? So like
Yeah.
that's when I seen it, and that it became educational.
That's why I
to
say
a
education.
degree, because it's just like curiosity was just like, well, what are they doing? Like I didn't know what was on this tape. I thought I was about to watch something else, but it's this guy driving a taxi and two girls in the back seat licking on each other, and he's playing with each other, and it ended.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
And I believe the way we all like everybody stumbled across it was different, which like you said plays a part, because it's one of them things like knowing that the fire burned but still want to touch it.
Yeah.
Because it's that forbidden fruit that you're taught not to taste and eat.
Yeah.
It's locked up, it's hidden. But when you start
Can
looking
I add
at shit,
too?
yeah.
I also add too. So like, how I shared before, the way that I was exposed was like just running across it on TV, like many out there, and it was softcore.
Yeah.
So
Soft.
actually, yeah, softcore.
We
Like
don't
soft-
see
soft-
So
penetration or nothing.
softcore is when they don't show genitalia at all. It's just
Okay.
people like it's really bad acting. Sometimes they look like they don't even like
just
like they're
grinding.
they're just
Yeah.
grinding and it
Something.
just
It dry. Huh?
Okay.
it looks really bad. But like I'll say this too, it wasn't actually until like high school or like almost when I was a junior, senior, the first time that I had actually seen inside of a magazine. I had heard of Playboys and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like they were so forbidden, and then like everyone in my family was very tight knit, like no, and so the first time that I ever actually came across one and I saw like spread eagle pictures and whatnot, and just
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
that's what that looks like. I thought it looked ugly at first.
Yeah.
Damn, you thought it was a monster?
As a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah,
or
so-
probably all young men.
Yeah,
think.
and so
get what
I was
I'm
like,
saying?
I was like, ugh.
I'm
That's-
probably
it was
one of them
just-
kids
I mean,
fucked up.
That's what
When none
women's
of that
thing
shit
looks
was-
like, and
Real talk.
Growing up when we grew up, it was just a thing. Like I said, in grade school, it's like you found a nudie mag or whatever. I got suspended from school bringing it. You know what I'm saying? Tell them teachers that I picked it up doing paper pickup or whatever.
Shut up.
It's just like, nah, I got suspended. It's like, nah, he said he found this in his closet. He done brought it to school. He showed all the boys. Like, I
I think
didn't
it's
even
important
get
to
beat
talk
for
about
that.
this because like a lot of cats don't have conversations like this, and we all understand, and we probably stumbled across shit the same way. Like the example I was giving earlier for everybody watching, when you younger and you first come across it on Cinemax or Showtime,
Yes.
and then you turn the volume all the way down, and then you make sure you angle where you can see through the doorway
Yep.
to make sure ain't nobody coming. If anybody comes and you hit last, it go to
Back
the
to
cartoon
cartoons.
channel.
On the real.
Hey, hold it
So-
right. Oh,
Oh, nope. Go ahead.
nah, take us.
No. Go for it. Go for it.
No, well, we was just going to part away so we could come back up in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Ew.
Hold that.
See, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I
Hold
think
that.
you like.
Hold that. Hold that.
come
Hold
on.
that while we
Yes.
hold this, man. We'll be
Yes.
back. Patio politics.
Talking about
Damn.
porn. Can't say come up in this.
Because it's the
Yo, way off on that
You are now rocking with the Patio
one.
Politics.
Way off on that one. Is it because she
Man,
keep
we
doing the
back right
softball
here
pitch
on
to
the
you?
patio.
that shit hit me. You seen it took the glasses off.
We back out here on the patio and they got us talking about porn. And I wanted to first of all, shout out to Kirk Franklin for being real, keeping it transparent. Because I wanted to pull up a little bit of what he talked about because he's one of the people in the world who were transparent about having a porn addiction. He said he was exposed to porn at age 8 and he was hooked. In porn, he found counterfeit acceptance and a female intimacy that he had lacked because of his non-existent relationship with his birth mother. Despite his strict upbringing and influence and position he had in his church, he walked away from God. He describes himself as being very promiscuous during his teenage years. I think that's that was
That's wild.
I think his
Because
example
I didn't
is-
get enough love from my mom in a particular way.
We don't
I
all
found
relate to that
porn.
example. That's
you don't, but it's
that's
still a
crazy.
thing though.
no. I respect where
Each his
he's
own.
coming from, and I
Listen,
understand that he
because
spoke
it
out
kind of
on
goes
it.
to what Kay said earlier about, like a dude being afraid or nervous when he's around a woman.
Do you know there are plenty of dudes who smash hella girls and they still watch hella porn?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm just saying that's just another perspective on
Yeah, be to let some-
how
watch some later in the
somebody
day.
got addicted
Right.
to porn.
And
I'm
I
just saying.
believe because I love saying this. We speak to when we talk about
Everything.
when we talk about reaching people.
Yes.
My average loc or my damu don't understand that because it's
Yeah.
too politically correct. He's gonna understand, Jay. Hey man, hey cuz you watch porn? Yeah, I watch it, my nigga. Oh, okay. Now we're vulnerable. Now we can have a real conversation. How many times, my nigga, you think is enough?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm just saying.
this
that's-
kind of shit make you feel like an outsider.
But here's the thing. If we're going to talk about the addiction, you have to talk about all the different ins and outs of why somebody would be addicted to it.
It could
We
be
just
anything.
really talked
Right,
about
right.
we're just really
Right.
talking about the sexual part of it. That's why I brought what he said into it, because for him, it was something different that took him to porn. Your average person that you talking to, you having a conversation with your loc, niggas is talking about it's just a sex thing.
No, it's not.
Nah, because I think what he's
They're
more so
not-
getting at is something that like most dudes could relate to if we sat here and talked about, because most
Because
dudes are
they
not dealing with porn from that way. Most dudes stumble
But
across
they
it.
might be though.
They're curious.
Because I can say my promiscuity came from something that happened to me when I was a little
I was
boy.
gonna say the
It
same
could-
thing.
Listen, all I'm saying is it could be that. It could be a whole bunch of dudes that are like that, but they are not self-aware enough to recognize that that's what's going on.
But do they
They're
understand
just-
that though?
That's
Is the
what,
key?
that's what I'm saying.
Do they
don't.
understand how you read it?
I don't know.
No. Did y'all understand it?
I understood it to be different.
It seems like an outlier scenario.
I feel like-
I'm not
That's
devaluing
wild.
what he's saying. It just sounds
don't
like
think
something
so.
we
I feel
talked
like
about.
it was like he just put the ocean in the box for us. I feel like within his comment, he like dissected what it meant for him.
Right.
And from that, I mean, like,
Right.
when we talk about addiction, why are we addicted? We like there's things within us that's not being fed, that's
Right.
not being tended
Right.
to.
Right.
So we look for the things outside of us
Right.
to fill in for them things that's missing. And
Right.
perhaps
How
for him,
did that feel that?
it became that because when she was talking about the mom,
Yeah.
talking about his relationship with his mom, is what led to da 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 da. Perhaps that is what was broken inside of him that
That's
needed
exactly
to
what
be
he was
fixed
saying.
in order for him to
and
change
so he
his
just happened to
relationship
see
with the
this
porn.
small part of what he's been missing in this whole other
No,
category.
he
No.
got
I
he got a
get
I'm
whole-
just saying,
trying
like,
to
for
get at.
him,
He has a whole
Whole-
different situation going on with his parents. I think he was like adopted when he was like 4. It was a whole lot of other tricky things going on. But to go along with what Kay was saying, essentially what he's talking about is the intimacy or the nurturing and intimacy of a woman in his life. So because that was missing and that was something that he had never, it's mind blowing. Because
I mean,
people
'cause
have-
we ain't
people have
all got the same
addictions for
story.
all
Yeah.
kinds
His
of-
story, it ain't
right.
ours,
Yeah.
but
People
It's-
really have
it's
addictions for
wild.
all different
Now-
types
Wow.
of reasons.
And that's why I brought it up because
Wow.
you guys are the 100,000 that's gonna be watching,
Right.
That can't swim when he just put the ocean
for
in
sure,
the box.
for sure, exactly,
You know
exactly.
what I'm
No, real
saying? Where
stuff,
it's
real
like,
stuff.
You know, so that's why I brought it up, because we'll still have people like, huh, like what,
Like not able to understand it.
Yeah.
meet people where they at.
yeah.
So then let me ask
I'm
this.
just
then.
saying we got to touch
If-
everybody because
Yeah.
there's some people that they live there. You know what I'm saying? That's what
And-
it is.
So
I don't
then
wanna-
is it a porn addiction then if, let's say, you're married, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't feel like you get enough from your wife.
Intimacy.
So you spend other time watching porn and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Is that considered an addiction? Yeah, because obviously she
I
can't
would
meet it.
consider that an issue.
It's like
But
we're
it
not
ties
having
down
sex.
a
I know we're not
issue
going to
in
have
the
sex.
relationship.
I want to bust a nut. I'm going to bust a
Well,
nut. Then I'm going to get in
Because
bed.
he said he's not getting some from wifey.
Yeah.
No, I
which
said he
should.
No, I said he may not be getting enough. I didn't say
No.
say none. Yeah.
That's a communication problem, though.
Because he should be able to
Well,
get
let's-
as much
let's-
as he wants. Same with her.
They would
in
just-
that scenario, y'all married.
See, you see that smirk on her face? They don't
I mean,
always agree with that.
See, okay,
That's
okay.
wild. That's
I'm
wild,
a dude,
too.
right? Like, so look, I ain't even looked at her. I don't know what she's thinking.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
looked at
nobody
him.
knows
I'm just
what
saying
I'm
that
thinking.
I heard it said if sex ain't enjoyable on her end too, like what is it?
Facts.
But you married though.
Facts.
Maybe the
So
sex is
what?
maybe
Because
the
I'm
sex is
married,
enjoyable.
the sex is horrible.
You know
You're
what I mean?
You're
Maybe-
hurting my,
maybe the
my
sex
uterus.
is
I should
enjoyable.
I ain't
give
about
it
to
to
knock
you
down
anyway.
wifey, and she like, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
if you
no,
don't
no.
want it
Come
right
on.
now,
No, that's another issue. That's another issue because let's not go down that rabbit hole.
T,
The
if
issue I'm
she say
giving-
no, wife or not, no, man.
What do you mean?
Because you said you're not going to go down that rabbit hole. If wifey don't want it, just leave.
So if she hit you with the
I'm
not
talking about
tonight-
the rabbit hole of where he went. I'm saying the situation at hand is you're married. There's no problem with the sex. The sex is fine. She's getting
So
satisfied.
then why are you not getting it?
Yeah,
enough?
what was
He's just adding in extra on top
I'm
of that.
saying
asking.
people end up in situations. She could work more. She could.
That's
do
what I'm saying. It's
things-
something in him
Right.
that's missing that she's not fulfilling.
And
Right.
there's
Okay,
a
and
conversation
is that an
needs to
addiction?
be had. No, there's a
That-
conversation.
it's a
So
that
why is
needs
it?
to be
Why is
had.
it? Why is it? Why is it a
problem,
problem?
yes.
He just
An
got
addiction,
urges, just
no.
like the guy who has urges.
Now, if
You
he
call it an
wanted-
addiction.
now, you know what?
This is
what-
when we identify if it's a us thing,
Yep.
or if it's a external problem.
thing, right?
Or internal problem.
Yeah, right.
I'm
right.
sure
Now,
that
here's
married
the
men
listen.
want it
Right.
just as bad as single men.
And
Nah,
I'm
hell yeah.
sure that married
Hell yeah.
women want it just as bad as married men and single men.
And I don't
Yeah.
buy that.
Now,
This is what I do think. I know a dude, and if you ask me, he's addicted to sex. He's out here throwing stupid ass dick out here, just because he just want to be busting nuts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He got a girl at home, and she give it to him whenever he want, because she's programmed to understand that You need to be giving it to me. So she's doing that, but he's also still out in the world just throwing it freely. To me, that's an addiction to sex.
Yeah.
Would that then make him
I
a
believe that's
professional porn star?
No.
Yes.
I believe that's more addiction to ego opposed to sex.
Okay, I'll
You
take
just out
that.
here throwing
Yes.
dick because you can.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially and then why I say ego, because you're not only fuck programming, you manipulated your main
Right.
Yes.
stay to
Yes.
believe that I have to
Yes.
give this to you.
Yes.
Now who's to say this main is getting pleased every fucking time?
Facts.
Which
And
I
that's-
doubt if she's programmed.
Right.
I doubt too.
And that's what's different. That's manipulative compared to what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, okay, say you
I'm
have
just
sex.
not getting enough.
Say you have sex once or twice a week, but you want more than that. Now that sounds pretty decent for two busy people, but you're like, okay, I want 5, 6,
Two
7.
busy people that go to sleep in the same bed every night and wake up in the
Heck
same
yeah.
bed.
They
every
could have
morning.
opposing
Yeah.
schedules. They could
Bruh,
have
and
physically
tired-
demanding
tired
jobs.
is a real
They could
thing.
have
Too tired
But
to
I'm
get
saying,
in a quick
thank you.
session.
I'm
Yes.
saying if y'all both
Yeah,
want sex
tired.
that bad, y'all gonna make time
there's
for it.
time.
Yeah, if y'all
Even if
both
you gotta
want
pull
it.
up to the JO.
We're not saying that you
Yeah.
got to be hanging from the chandelier
say-
every damn time.
Okay, say it
but
was worse before and they were barely getting it in once a week, and then now they done worked up to this, and it's like we still just have we have high sex drives. We just want more, but it's like, yo, when she's at work, I'm at home, and then when she comes home, I have to take off.
Now,
that
if
should
you- now,
mean
if you-
every moment that y'all see each other, if y'all
Yeah,
sex
it's
drives
on.
is that high, it's on. We
Now,
get
if you
it.
still go to porn while she's at work, then it becomes an addiction.
Is an addiction?
Really?
Is it an
because
addiction?
you can just hold that till baby get off. It'll be more.
No, but I'm
Okay.
saying why you
So no, go ahead.
you still I'm saying you still can't fulfill. Even when she's not there, it doesn't make you want her any less. It doesn't make
I would
sex
call
any
that
better.
addiction.
So look, so then now we can dissect that now because we older in our life. I
Yep.
feel like that right there. Now them urges, piggybacking off of what King Brother said. If you holding all of that, now I got more energy to give you in our interaction.
Oh, it's over. it's
You know, so I feel like even within that, like if you dissect it like that, like now you thinking about holding that.
Yeah.
You feel me? And not being controlled by your urges.
Thank you. And
Okay.
that's
That's
why,
the part.
and to piggyback off of you, King Brother, that's why it'll be addiction, because you already got the porn star in mind you want to look at. All that shit. You done got off the phone with baby T.
Let me go see Star with the big
You got the
titties.
yeah. You already know the names. You done went down your Rolodex. Like, damn, she got a new video out too. Baby, get off.
man, I'm
Baby,
just-
you looking at the time like, damn, she get off.
and
in
that
8
ain't a
hours.
soul tie,
Cause
damn it.
I was gonna say, because
It's-
that's your woman right there.
Is that not a soul
Women.
tie?
Okay,
Women.
so
Women.
so let me ask you this then,
Got a
5.
top 10 or something?
Got a top shit 15 if you doing it like I was.
Okay, 5 and Kendon.
I can speak in different perspectives too, because I done been on the other side to where I done probably watched something and then seen somebody else later on in the day too. So I understand the perspective that you're going to.
It's almost like
Okay,
seeing
hear me
beautiful
clearly
women
then. So-
all day
so
long
that
and then
perspective
going
you
home
just
to your
gave.
girl.
That perspective you just gave. Okay,
Same
now she
type of
comes.
gasoline.
Now she comes home.
But I don't be wanting to fuck the other women. I mean, you see
If they ain't looking good enough, she just be like, damn, but I ain't gonna press you, but damn.
That's
And then you
just
seeing that
mad.
all
That's
day
a Mac
long.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
the Mac attack.
But no,
I get what you saying, but nah.
All right, so okay, that same scenario. Then all of a sudden, okay, don't laugh. She comes home and oh, I just want to cuddle. Now all of a sudden her schedule gets switched up. Now we ain't had sex in a couple of weeks.
Damn.
Then we have sex. Things get back to normal. Then we go to another point where we ain't had sex in
Who you,
3-4
who
weeks.
you fucking a district
No, I'm-
attorney?
Hey, nah, yeah. I feel like what you highlighting right now is
I'm talking about
it's
when you
mood,
have
that's a problem.
It's a mood
inconsistent
thing.
schedules.
That's a
and-
problem.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying like you may have inconsistent schedules. Shit may happen. I'm not talking about abusing porn in those times.
You're saying use it because
Women use vibrators when they men not home.
Y'all,
But see,
but we got so much.
I feel like that-
We got so much technology.
they don't use it with
you
porn.
can Zoom. You can FaceTime. It's a lot of
If you
shit.
that type of
Which
freak.
highlights too that sex
If-
is a momentary thing, and that really
Yeah.
when you try to plan sex, you know what I mean. You gotta have the shit down to
Yeah,
a T.
to
You
a
gotta have a
T.
move set.
Yep.
Who's out here
everything
planning
down.
sex like that though?
If you
Some
get,
of
if you
us-
get in
some
the
of
room,
If you going further from
if you get in
we
the room,
getting
you
at it,
planning
yeah.
it.
I mean, well,
You ain't never
Yeah.
lit no candles and
So,
put
Sean,
on.
if you got to get a room, maybe somebody doing some creeping that shouldn't be getting done.
Shanga,
That too.
Oh, you can do it at your house.
Shanga, question.
You don't need a room.
yes.
Yeah.
You can get
when
it cracking.
women use
you know.
vibrators, how is that any different than dudes? They're just not use. They may not use porn with it, but they still masturbate.
I'm
So how's
sure
it-
there are some women that are addicted to their vibrators.
Yes.
But I'm okay. So
I know
that's
a few.
that would count as an addiction too. Then
Yeah.
So
Oh,
women
yeah.
are addicted to their vibrators.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
Because
yeah.
That's fair then.
That's a type of porn.
that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I'm just saying, like you will hear women openly say they'll use their vibrators when their man ain't around, but we don't call that an addiction.
Well, because I believe they're more They're more slick with their shit than we are.
Here he goes.
And they're more slick with it, and
I think
a woman
that
can consistently continue to go.
Amongst each other, they gonna hold that. They gonna hold them truths.
How is
saying with
that
us,
different
I'm
from
saying
it being an
usually-
addiction?
I'm saying usually after us with one round, we need time to recoup. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
So opposed to a woman playing with herself,
Depending
That's just
on,
biological,
on
though.
how good the sex is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you bust
And how
that
good your
first one
partner
and
is.
you still rock hard. You still in it. Round two, so you don't need that.
and how good your partner is.
Yeah.
PC muscle.
Or if y'all just know how to transition in between those moments to where the sex
Exactly.
is still going, but different things are happening. so
That's
that
an
you have
experience.
that
That's an
recuperation
experience.
time.
That's not a fuck. That's an experience.
Yeah, somebody over here, she
fine.
ready to explode.
But this is why-
I don't know with what. Though.
And because
I'm intrigued.
because
I like the way that y'all be trying to always tell me what's going on in my mind. And
I'm
in
just
my
reading
heart.
your face. I
You're
can't.
not reading it
That-
because I was over here just listening to what y'all was
Yeah.
saying. I ain't about to explode.
You seem intrigued though, to the point that
I'm just
I
listening.
believe it. I believe our beautiful Shonda may be miseducated in the porn
On
aspect.
what?
That's why I say I
can't
believe.
just listening.
I know.
I mean, but it's just it's
Because we
all
gonna get into the education of
it's
it and
all
why
from
we believe it's
experience,
education.
though. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes it different for everybody.
Yeah.
It's just the experience.
Because I wouldn't know role playing if it wasn't for porn. I wouldn't. It wasn't introduced.
It wasn't
to,
in
by
movies
my-
like that or whatever.
Exactly.
And you can learn things from. There are those out there that actually teach like how.
So now we segueing into the
Into the education.
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, man.
We're gonna go to break.
Yeah.
Pay some
Every
bills
other
real
week,
quick,
hit that
and we gonna
right
hit
on.
that.
Soon
Every
as we,
other week in the jet,
We gonna come back and hit that G spot right after this.
Yes.
the Congolese.
Dr. King, he was love. Malcolm X, he was love. Love in this business will get you killed. You have to set an example. You have to draw a line. When they see that line, and if they cross it, there will be hell to pay. They must know that.
¿Lo tienes?
Jet
We
Beauty of the Week. That's what it was.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I remember Jet Beauty.
Jet Beauty of the Week.
The kid.
Man.
And it was tasteful with that too.
Very,
For sure that.
very, but it still made you feel, well, it made me feel some
better
type
than
of way.
King and
Way better than fucking King. King was exploitation.
You know
yeah.
what? Only certain, only
that's how I got
certain
exposed to
kings.
Lauren London.
Yeah, great articles though.
Yeah.
But it was hitting though.
The Maya edition.
Yeah,
Well, that was
yeah.
I was stealing people mail at that time. I was working at the post office. You ain't getting this, King.
All right,
Bust the plastic and everything.
Before we went to break, we was talking about the education portion of it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do we view it educational now?
I'll tell you
Go ahead, King
for
Brother.
starters, it's educational because that's oftentimes how you can first get exposed to the Kama Sutra. There are
For his
There-
hands-on learners, huh?
Porn has taught us
if you
all.
want,
at
I mean, you're
least
gonna
one
be
thing.
hands on eventually, but yeah, there was also shows that would come on HBO where they would talk about
Real sex.
yeah, where they would talk about ways of like pleasing a woman and whatnot.
That's not porn,
And you
though.
become, but it is based in porn.
Because
But
they were
not
because the whole
porn, though.
but the whole episode had like
Had
4 different
sex.
stories in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
It's
they,
Were
like
they
it's like
showing the porn
foreplay.
Yes.
videos?
they
It's
literally
like
would have
foreplay
they would
to
show
porn.
it, but then they would also have like a woman being interviewed like documentary style,
Talking about
talking
that,
about
her
like
experience
her
through that
experience
and everything.
Yeah, I don't consider that to be porn.
They would have like where they would have men sitting in a room with like one or
Yes.
two of the porn stars, and they'd be talking about like their
Right.
experiences with their
That's
girlfriends.
educational.
But that's the point. There's educational. It's educational.
They took porn and made it educational.
No,
But it's not
Okay.
just that
They
show.
took
There's
the
plenty of
porn-
them out
you know
there.
what I'm
that do
saying?
that.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
He's breaking it down in depth.
Just watching some porn helped me understand how that's educational. I just came to my screen, turned on this porn, and
you
how's
never
that
learned.
educational?
You
You
listen to
never
interviews
learned
of-
nothing from porn. Nothing. Not one thing. You.
no.
This is how you do it. Do you even watch porn?
I've watched porn before.
Do you? Do you watch it though?
I've
you and your
watched it before.
Meaning like
do
you
watch
wouldn't
it?
watching in this
now,
day and age.
You
No.
and your partner was laying in a hotel room, would y'all cut it on, would it do anything for you?
No.
So you'll turn the channel?
Yes.
Okay. She doesn't watch porn, so you can't answer that. That's
Okay.
watching it before ain't the same as like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Make my own porn.
I would just say it would arouse.
But what would be your guiding compass to making a porn if you
Me and my
Wanting to
partner
see
flowing.
herself?
No, me and my partner flowing. It's a vibe.
and recording it?
And recording it.
How many times would you rewatch that?
I don't know.
Would
Because
you
I
rewatch
know
it?
you're not recording it
I
to
will
share
rewatch
it. I know you're not recording it to
I
share
want to
it.
see it. Let's
You
see
ain't
what
sitting
we
into the
made.
homegirls like, girl, look at how
I'm definitely not doing that.
Yeah, no.
Is there
Because
an educational aspect
you ain't
to that
sitting
fire?
into the homies like, look
which
at how
one?
I'm.
What-
You talking about like homemade?
Well, that's just on some
It's what it gotta
safekeeper
be.
shit. It depends on the couple at that point.
Right.
But like, what
But
are
I
you
just
doing
want
it for?
y'all to help me
rewatch it?
understand how porn. If I walk to my screen in my living room,
Mm-hmm.
sat down and turned on porn, how is that educational? And I'm
Okay.
asking.
Yeah.
I'm asking from the perspective. Let's just imagine
Mm-hmm.
there's just this 10-year-old boy who ain't never had a cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
so he ain't never Googled it, and maybe he heard, somebody said porn.
Mm-hmm.
He's now starting to hear chatter about sex and stuff. He turns on Pornhub
Mm-hmm.
and clicks on a video. How is that teaching him something?
Okay.
Because there's different types of porn.
It's not.
It's a lot to teach if he knows nothing about sex.
That's-
like, because for
But
me,
he-
I knew nothing about sex. So
But
when
it-
I first saw porn, it taught me what masturbation was.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah.
Before
So are we talking-
anybody could have even thought to have the conversation with me because
Okay.
I was always into shit.
So when we say teaching them, it's just teaching them, period. We're not saying if he's getting taught right shit or wrong shit.
yeah,
It's just teaching
you
them,
learning
period.
something new.
A lot
Okay.
of us, when we're taught
That
the
part.
birds and the bees,
If it's right or wrong, that's the part that
Yeah.
we don't know
We
that
ain't getting
part.
to that, but he's definitely teaching them something.
That
Well,
I
it's
didn't
like,
know before.
well, it's
a
like,
lot
what I,
of
it's like what I
Okay.
told you when I would see the show and they would have them room full of dudes in there. They be asking questions like, or what should I do to my girl, or why does she like it this way, or why?
yeah,
does she turn
because a
that?
lot of
And
us
so
are
you're
miseducated.
curious.
When we're taught the birds and the bees, we're miseducated on a lot of things. Now, we're not getting simulations or demonstrations on the exact practice of it.
Okay.
So when I say by miseducated, we can be taught at 15, 16 to not ground and pound a girl.
Hopefully.
Yes. So, but now I'm being taught, in other words, to make love to this 15-year-old girl who may like me today and like John on the football team tomorrow.
But is porn teaching you that?
No, this is what I'm saying. We're miseducated.
Okay. It
Because
It depends on the
we're not-
person still.
It depends on the person, but I'm saying the mass majority, if you're a ladies' man and want to know how to please a woman on every aspect, we're not taught to go down on a woman. Like oral sex, we don't know what that looks like.
Okay.
So you're watching now these porn videos to see, okay, this is how
So
this
you've
makes her
already
feel.
had a
This is-
foundation
So-
laid down,
so
and you're
to
looking
wh-
to porn to help you grow that.
So to what he's
Yes.
saying, like,
Yeah.
like I,
Because
I want to
talking
ask
about
you
a kid
personally.
that
Let me
ain't never
continue.
seen no-
Go ahead.
Okay.
No, I'm saying because it's to add to your point with where the real sex show came in. When you watch porn, he's not kissing the thighs in a sensual way. He's not licking it. He
Right.
going right for the gusto.
And that's the problem.
But you see that, and you like, okay, no offense.
You get the base.
You get the base. He's Mac attacking it. No, just listen. I'm saying he's doing that. But then real sex is teaching you how to be sensual and soft on your way up to doing that, and that you don't have to go super fast.
Karma Sutra too.
Karma Sutra. You're getting these essential
Now-
things that's adding to it.
Now let's go back to that dude that you was talking about. The homie outside, whatever.
Loke.
The Loke.
Yeah.
The Loke is not watching porn and saying, also let me check out this Kama Sutra to.
Nope.
He's not doing that.
That's why we here to teach him that you're not doing that when
He's
you
watching it. He's
Round
pulling
it
the
down.
Mac attack.
But the
and-
point
yeah.
I think the point that Five is making is that some dudes get, I don't want to say indoctrinated, but it's like,
Yeah.
that's what you learn early on.
Early on.
Dudes would please if many of them actually knew how to do
please.
it.
Yes.
So,
And all I
so
was
like,
saying was porn ain't teaching you how to.
Because I
And the
like
a lot
to
of us
eat
don't know that.
I like
So
that.
they
I like
think
that
that-
going
That's
down
what
on
I'm
now,
women
now Five.
because of a DJ Quick song. He got a song called Mo Pussy.
Yes.
I learned way
Yeah.
back when I was young, you can get a girl sprung if you lick the pearl tongue. That was, and I'm like, oh, okay, but I didn't have a guidance compass to knowing what that looked like.
Like what is it? Where
What
do
is
I
the pearl
find it?
tongue
Like,
and all that?
and
you know
also
what
I
I'm
was going to ask too, to to that question you said, if you pull a local aside and ask him, or maybe he's a younger dude.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna ask from your personal experiences. Maybe you know homegirls who can tell you like if they ever been with a dude who was a virgin before, and what happened, and he may not have known what to do with you.
I can speak. I can contest to that.
It's like you get the girl naked and you're like,
I didn't know what to do.
You don't really know what to do with her. You're just like.
So you're saying then he can go to porn to figure out how to do that?
At least, okay.
So remember when I told you about the softcore porn? The softcore porn is not the stuff you see nowadays.
Yeah.
So the softcore porn,
It's much
it was
more
like
sensual.
making love.
See, on the other side of that, while I hear y'all and I'm in agreement, I see it, right? But on the other end of that, you have a dude who has no foundation. You're right. He don't know nothing about vagina at all. When he start watching that porn, he's learning things from that porn. Now he's out here smashing uteruses, throwing them off. Because
that's
what
depending on the person.
He's banging.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. It's men out here. It's people out here who learned everything that they know about sex from porn. They think that's okay.
Yeah,
so when they get you out there, they're not taking no time to be no kind of sensual nothing. They don't even know nothing about figure out how to get the vagina wet or anything. They smashing through. They causing all kinds of rub burns and and they just smashing it out. And that's why I was saying originally, like, porn is teaching the wrong shit.
Okay,
And that's just a lot of dudes like that.
Let me piggyback off of this. Adding to what you're saying, you're completely right. It's like we know the sunshine feels so good because it's cloudy, right? Because it's gray and it's gloomy.
Yeah,
and
Give me that heat.
So using sex as a base, it's like watching that. Growing up with these ideologies and then learning when sex becomes good and what makes it good.
Yes.
You're like, okay, all of the shit that I learned is what not to do.
Yeah.
But now I know what not to do because I've experienced that. Like, experience has become my teacher in that. So now that everything that I'm doing now is based off of the things that's not right.
And the cold part is for a dude who probably, like I said, is in that realm where he just out here smashing it. How long did it take him to figure out what he was doing is not right? It's really only gonna happen because some bold woman
He gonna have another
said
teacher.
something to him.
He gonna have a
First
hard
grade,
teacher.
But he
second
done
grade,
already
third
had
grade.
He gonna have a hard teacher, though.
had probably a good 10 years of knocking uteruses out of alignment before he got to that one chick that was like,
That's
that
a
don't
long
feel
time.
good.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's why I was like, I hear y'all, but it can also teach the complete opposite. And I personally think it's doing more harm than good.
That's why
That's
we have
what
to
I
do
mean.
better at
Levels to it.
at educating our
I'm in
brothers.
agreement with that.
In that same token,
And the ladies too, because we out here accepting that.
But now,
accepting and throwing weak ass cat too.
How do you that's another topic for another day.
When you get on top and
Giving
you
a weak
ride
ass
like
as well.
an offbeat white girl, that's trash. Or you don't know how to give oral. This where it makes it educational because your man has a guidance compass to say, here, baby,
Let me tell you.
study this. This is how you do it. It doesn't have to be hardcore. It can be sensual, but she's learning to say, nobody taught women. Have anybody taught y'all to suck dick?
That's not a class, no.
No.
Somebody literally sitting there and go,
and you can be
I mean,
off.
well, they
and
have
you
the
can
classes.
be
Now,
off.
I've
beat
met
on
some-
the
They have
women.
the classes now.
I've met some women. I've met some women.
Somebody
than
tell
men.
you.
I see they mom, girl, suck that cake dick like I told you. And the girl is
But are they
I'm-
switching
no, for
off?
real.
Or they like,
Listen,
move,
I've
girl, let me
never
show you how
had
to
a
do
suck dick
it.
conversation
no,
with my mom ever.
the mom is like, girl, get it.
Oh my God.
As if she's shooting a jumper with that arch.
But you know what? Those are different kind of those mamas.
I was about to.
Those are some different kind of mamas.
I was about to say, let somebody
Why?
say.
But
be
what
like, look,
makes them different?
best-
I'll tell you.
Okay.
As a man, let me tell you this. If I said something like this, in our respect, of course, I'm gonna say the best head that I'd never like. Anybody know how to give head?
Yes.
Gotta be like such and such. Say she the one who give best head. You ain't gonna look her up.
Who, as a woman?
Yes.
No.
You're not.
As a reference?
So you don't know who Superhead is?
No, I do know who Superhead is. And let me tell you why I'm not going to look her up. Because every man is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Yeah.
that.
That's why. And that's
But I'm
why
just
when you
saying
was
that.
like,
That's why
let
I
me
said as a
show
reference.
her.
Because she
on
ain't the GOAT.
That's what I'm
sure.
saying. Like when you said, girl, let me show you this, look and study this, is like, she could pick that up and then perform it on you and you don't like it. It's not what your body is used to. It's not what you want.
Oh, yeah.
in
Nah,
order-
that's inaccurate.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you that from a man that has a penis. That's inaccurate.
So she just taking tips from the Cosmo. Because I used to read
No,
those too once I
no.
was a
Maybe
girl.
lying,
No,
they
let me
ask
tell you.
A girl hit me
Let
with
me
the
tell you.
Cosmo and I'm like,
no,
wait a minute.
she's not taking tips from the Cosmo. what's happening is what is supposed to be happening when you are in a intimate space with anybody and y'all performing any type of sexual act together. It is supposed to be a space where you come in and you feel
Exactly.
and navigate through.
Exactly.
All these chicks out here that are out here giving oral sex and the dudes don't like it is because she's not in the right state of mind.
Yeah.
She's just out here doing the
it.
mechanics of it.
Yeah.
That's why.
But nobody is teaching.
Oh, I hear you.
No
I hear
women's
you.
Well,
teaching.
what they're
See,
being
because-
taught,
because
It's like
they're
a lot of niggas
they're
is
being
eating
taught
pussy
that just
But to be
having
because they know they gonna hit after.
But a lot of times we
To
don't
me-
talk to
me-
each other within
To me,
the act.
honestly,
Because you embarrassed, or it's like, don't tell me what I like.
I know.
It's like, well,
That's
You
talk to
ego.
also
me.
shouldn't be.
Talk to me.
You also
It's
shouldn't
ego.
be having no
For sure.
sex with nobody that you can't have no real conversations with.
Exactly.
Whatever we.
Because you should
That's-
be talking during
That's the
sex.
kaboom.
It is.
That's
That's
sex without ego.
Exactly, because I believe if we title it as being an experience, that means we're both performing.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
When you come into a room as a performer, you're reading the room, you're reading your audience.
Yeah.
Before you perform, which is gonna give them the experience of watching you self-express yourself freely and vulnerably. It's the same thing.
Well,
with
listen,
sex.
ladies.
but even through fields, you still have to be trained up in certain things. Like one complaint I hear a lot of chicks talk about is that even with
Breath breath work. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that, but I was gonna say even with dudes that do give women head, the biggest complaint I used to hear about all the time is that they're like, why do y'all search around the whole area and y'all don't go right to where you need to go to? Like
A lot of men don't know the
even
right
know
area.
how to find
Sometimes
the
it's
place.
okay to
Same thing.
tease.
Thank you.
One place.
Yes, thank you.
It's all about the performance of what you're doing, because a lot of the times it's just like, oh, I know where I need to be, but I'm gonna tease you. I'm gonna get close to it, and I'm gonna go somewhere. I'm gonna go to your thigh.
Well,
and
then
I'm gonna
at that
They're
point, you're
not really
performing.
doing it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they're not
in the
really
zone.
doing it.
yeah.
But you're
Let
not
me
just.
go ahead and give the ladies a tip. Ladies, if you really want to know how to please your man orally, just ask him, can you watch him jack off a couple times? You'll figure it out.
I don't know
Good
if that works.
I don't know.
But but he
No,
That's
he
a good
was
game. That's a good
Mac
game.
was saying
him show
something
you.
that was, I feel, educational
Okay.
about
And-
that, because you're making love to the cat now, right?
For me personally,
Right, and that's a whole experience. That's you feeling, you
Yeah.
making love to it.
taking your time.
I'm able to
Versus the
answer the
mechanics.
question now that was asked at the top of the show of is it an addiction, necessity, or education? For me, it was education.
Got you.
It just came at different parts and times, because when I lost my virginity, I had already seen porn.
Yeah.
So I was already masturbating before there was any come to even come out. I never had the wet dream process or whatever.
got
So
you,
it was just
got
like, okay, this feels some type of way.
Yeah.
Then it's just, okay, I'm in the realm of where we're having sex now. I don't know what's going on. I'm embarrassed now.
Yeah.
I'm a Leo. I ain't fit to be living life embarrassed having sex. So I gotta figure this shit out, because if this is what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be good at it.
Yeah.
I go
Well, you
back to
kinda
the
don't know
porn
how to
Because
handle it.
because
to
I'm
get
saying
the
you're not.
basis of learning
That's
and getting the
because
education,
you-
and
that's
then adding my
because you-
own thing
That's
on
because
it
you want to
with
be
the touch and the.
yeah, you want to be the greatest. There's some dudes out here that's just chasing the nut. The end.
I'm a,
And
And
there's
that's
some
true.
dudes out here who just want to be the greatest. Sexy.
I hear you,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
those
but
are the ones that's gonna do the extra.
Hey,
Nah.
to come back to the educational purpose. Exactly what you just said has been why porn has been educational for me, because through that I've learned that through porn I've only treated sex because of the destination,
Right.
Because of where I was getting to,
Right.
And porn, it teaches that, like, once it's over, you get your nut, like, that's it.
Is it?
And
Yes.
so I was treating my sexual relations in that same aspect,
Right.
And as I've grown, my whole aspect of
Has
sex, like, it's more than just
There
that.
it is.
But
Exactly.
it became education
yeah.
from what
After
not to
something
do.
changed
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
But
look-
imagine if I didn't have that foundation.
I hear
Would
you.
it have been like, would I have led to that same result?
Now look, also too, there is you can see in certain porn where there are women who actually prefer certain ones who please them,
Yeah.
and that they like to work with certain ones. They say it in interviews and podcasts
Oh,
all
I'm
the time
sure.
of
Yeah,
who
I'm
they like to
sure.
work with. So if you're someone who's curious about it and you're like, okay, well, let me see her scene with this dude, or let me see her scene with that dude, and you can see what they're doing, because not all the scenes. I mean, I understand what you're getting at. That's the bad stuff, but like, there are plenty of
Y'all saying
scenes where
there's some
like
good stuff
them
out
girls are
there.
like having their minds blown and like, eyes rolling back and shit.
And they ain't getting that every single.
They not getting that at home.
The amount of times they receiving that is very low.
See
I know that.
And they will tell you in
No.
interviews too that they're not faking it when they're not.
I'm gonna tell you what that can get tricky. The type of women that's laying down and doing that, and then the type of woman that's gonna be next to you in your bed. And I'm not saying that it's similarities when it comes to women sexually, but you got certain things that I can please certain women sexually. Like, you know what I mean? You ain't got to do too much, but then you got some who they require more because they've been introduced to more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now I'm
It's
talking
about knowing your mate
but I'm talking about particularly
That's it.
too things that are pretty,
and having an honest conversation with that person.
Real deal.
Well, I'm talking about things that are pretty general though too. I'm not talking about like extreme acts or things that somebody might only be into if they have a fetish for. I'm talking about like where you actually see the dude like the way he holds the girl is not like in them scenes where he's just, you know, you know, he holds the girl a certain way even before they
and you know why?
before they get
Because
into
that dude, even though he's doing porn, he understands what is taking place,
Right.
even though it's happening on camera. So he's bringing the right energy. He's not bringing mechanics to the space, and that's why they like him more than they like the other dude.
And you'll hear them talk about it in interviews and whatnot, where they'll be like, you know, after the scene, we didn't even move, or after the scene, we sat there for another 40 minutes talking.
And women got to do much greater at just having a discernment. What are you bringing to the table besides mechanics? These are honest conversations.
Women have to start being having conversations or minds being open to the fact that what you're getting is just mechanics. That's a whole different conversation in itself.
That should be the conversation upon the first date, I feel.
No. That needs to be a conversation between and amongst women so that they understand that what you've been getting is mechanics versus actually an intimate experience. Because only after that can you then have conversations with a man to decipher between which way he's coming with it.
You don't feel how a man moves in his life is a reflection of how he is in a bed?
It is, but what I'm saying is if that woman doesn't recognize there's a difference to check out for, she's not gonna catch it. A lot of these women think that they are out here having the greatest sex and they ain't never had a climax in their life.
Miseducated.
That's what I'm saying.
Very miseducated.
They miseducated.
Misguided.
I think that's why
You never
some
know
act
what
like
you're
they don't
missing.
want it because they haven't actually had it correctly.
Exactly.
That was what I was getting at earlier when I said, you know, the ones who you come across every once in a while that's like, I really love it rough, or I want it this way.
Yeah.
And it's like, you ain't never had slow and sensual.
Nope.
Like, it just doesn't do anything for me.
But some women that do prefer slow and sensual, they may like it rough at a point in time.
For sure.
It's I feel it's a dance or it's a beat that has.
I feel like you kind of
Right.
get to that point with a connection.
You ain't
though.
gonna find it the same
Because
place
if
where
they
you found it
connected-
yesterday.
Yeah.
Because if they connected with somebody who they're going rough with, not just somebody random.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's, you know, they probably build up to that. But
I
I'm
refuse
saying
to believe that it's rough the whole way through from start to finish.
And that's what, some of these women out here
It's like
have
starting a
trained
car up and
their
just taking
bodies
off.
and you know why though? Because they don't know their bodies enough to understand that you can get it slow and steady or whatever and still hit the mark. So they think that getting that pound is the only way to get it. And that's why I said the conversations have to start amongst women for them to really understand, like, sis, that ain't it.
Or women used to toys.
Women that use the
comparing it,
toys, that
Comparing it,
desensitizes the vagina. It's a whole,
Yeah.
Well, how many
it's
times in your
rough.
lives too have you seen someone who was like, I won't say remotely boring, but then all of a sudden like they take time or I don't want to say they have a whole phase, but like basically you see they kind of change and now all of a sudden they're so much more into sex because they learned about themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I was just about
What they
to say.
didn't know.
That's a good guidance teacher.
It's like you never know what you're missing. It's like we never know what we're missing.
Exactly.
It's like a
you don't
woman
know what you
learning
got
how to
until you got
squirt.
it, but you don't know what you're missing
for the
until you
first
get
time.
it.
Yes.
Get it, yep.
So let me ask y'all this then. If we didn't have porn, how would any of us know any of the shit that we know?
We wouldn't.
I mean, like, would you just
conversations.
randomly try it? I mean, do you think if nobody
You know,
had
hey.
porn?
I had conversations with the men in my life to where I'll probably be able to like at least experience a be that. But I had real men like tell me
But
like
what about in a situation like him where you
I
not?
don't have
Listen,
none
exactly.
of that.
right on,
That's
right on.
because-
None of that.
And
I
what she
think-
said before you go there, what you said earlier too about how back in the day it used to be more of an insult when you were trying to say a girl
Yes.
sucked dick or something. So
Yes.
then if it's an insult and we never got past all that, or if somebody just mentions it in conversation, then when you try it and you're just constantly like you said in the American Pie example, like is this how I'm supposed to do it? or you get a girl naked for the first time and you're a virgin, you're like, well, what do you do with her?
I
Hey,
think
maybe we need to come up with something like that collectively then to like really like you know what I
Educate.
mean? Real stuff.
Nah,
I
for real,
think-
for real.
to answer your question, T, because you said, well, if we didn't have porn, then how would we learn? Just from you saying that, I said, see, that's why we don't need porn. Because if you don't have the porn, you get into a space with a person, it becomes more of an intimate engagement for you to navigate it and figure it out. And what happens in that space is there's an energy that comes around and encompasses the whole space that makes for the experience. Porn has made sex more logical, more mechanics in the mind versus the experience and the fullness of the whole body. Two kids that ain't, let me not say the kids.
Yeah,
Two people.
You keep on the kids, man. We talking about
Because-
16 and up.
Yeah, because that's usually where the introduction is. Like, let's be real. That's usually where the introduction
The
is.
introduction of what exactly?
Porn, you know what I'm saying, conversations about sex, because the kids are talking about
Little
that shit.
younger,
Nobody want to talk about that. It's uncomfortable to think about an 8-year-old talking about some sex with their friend, but that's really happening. The reality is kids are starting to think about not knowing that it's sex, but I got this and yours is hanging. That starts when kids are really young.
Yeah,
Because of that,
I said,
but that's
in elementary.
That's a different situation because it starts with supervision. Because where are they learning it from?
I mean, but even
No,
if
no,
you're getting
no,
And I
supervised,
think you're referencing that
you're
kind of porn
finding
that's bad
moments
that we were talking about before.
to do what
Well,
you.
I was in the house with mama and shit
I'm
was
saying the kind
happening.
you can learn from.
Let me just stick away from that. But nonetheless, if you didn't have porn, the intimacy and the engagement would be there more because people would be actually coming into the space and enveloping themselves in an experience versus thinking and then following through with the mechanics of it.
Now, look, I think for one, that sounds good in theory, but people can be awkward. People at the end of the day don't
all
know.
of that is a part of it though, and you think being awkward is a bad thing because the world has shaped sex to look like everybody got to come in there being professional.
But I'm saying for
awkwardness-
dudes,
Nah, that's not true.
for dudes who honestly want to do well,
it don't matter. Awkwardness is a part of vulnerability. Vulnerability is a part of the whole intimate experience.
And we're
You
all
don't
there
want to
at
be
one point.
vulnerable in the space. You just want to come and perform, and that's what's fucking it up.
Okay, so let me ask this to everybody watching then. Ladies, how many of y'all would be willing to, if you got with your dream guy and he was a virgin and everything else was going well, but he was just completely awkward? I mean, it took y'all some years to learn how to get it
The
together.
problem is everybody.
He's standing sideways.
Listen, everybody in this
acting up.
society would have a problem with that because we've already been functioned and programmed for you got to come in here knowing. If we didn't have all that extra stuff, a person coming in being awkward wouldn't be that big of a deal.
But would you get to sex more? Because if you know
would
sex
get
is
to
going to be
sex more
awkward.
because now you're figuring yourself out. I'm figuring myself out. That makes for a better bond between the two of us. And one day we gonna really hit it. That's just like just like a teenager when you first start having sex. Even if you watch all the porn in the world and have all the conversations, when you finally get into some vagina, you finally get some dick in your life, it's still gonna be a different teachable moment than all the stuff that you learn.
Well, I'm only saying,
The world
can porn...
is just telling you that you got to come in here actually knowing what you
That's
what you gotta
and that's
know.
fair.
That's like T say. It sounds beautiful in theory.
That's not
well,
what
we're
we
talking
get.
about theory.
So fine. What I was
we're
about to
talking
get at
about
next
theory
too.
because he said, "What if we had no porn?"
But hold on.
we're talking
but
about.
is
I'm
it-
going to add
is-
context to that though. Before you... Well, go ahead.
Because I wanted to say, but is it factual that if a person watch what to do right here, that they can't mimic that same thing?
They definitely can.
And
I
to
don't
what
think so.
he's speaking to what I was about to say.
I don't think
And
so.
so
Which
if
is-
I never see nobody shoot a basketball,
Yes.
You
gotta-
gonna throw the
you
shit in
gotta
there. You gonna throw it in
Same
there underhand.
thing.
You gotta
In
practice.
Same
theory,
thing.
I'm just tossing it up
You
like
gotta
this.
practice.
Yes, but
But if I'm
you've never
watching
seen-
easy accessible YouTube and see how Reggie Miller shoots, Steph Curry shoot, Kobe
You're not
shoot,
gonna go.
I'm
you're
going
not
to the
gonna
park.
watch. You're not gonna watch
Shanga.
50. You're not gonna watch Reggie Miller 50 times shoot his ball, then go outside and shoot it and make it.
If I want, I'm not saying I'm gonna make
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
No, no,
I'm
no.
But
talking
you're,
about how to
you're
shoot,
learning
though.
the structure
Five.
of what to do.
If you sit up here and you was in the middle
That's-
of nowhere and you only had a collection of Shaq videos shooting free throws, and all of a sudden you go out there and you're on the 3-point line and it's like you're wide open and you're
Yeah,
doing
nah.
that shit that he
Here-
does,
here's-
and they're like, "Why are you taking so long?"
Here's what's missing though.
Get
So
some
why
flick in
are
your
you
wrist.
comfortable with going outside and shooting the ball, trying to figure it out, but you're not comfortable with going into an intimate space and figuring it out?
Because we
the
have.
world has taught you that when you go in there, you got to go in there and perform, and everything got to be right, and that causes people to go into mechanics versus to the real experience.
But you have to get the
Hold on.
mechanics
Let me add
first
context to what I was saying
No.
before.
to
too.
add on to it.
Because-
If you don't know how to shoot,
Yeah.
but you want to shoot free throws,
No.
you can watch anybody shoot that you
No.
want to, but you have to learn the mechanics.
You still have to learn the
you're
mechanics
gonna only
as you do
really
it.
shooting, but in the mechanics.
That's the same thing with sex.
in
You gotta learn the
mechanics
mechanics of sex.
In the mechanics of sex, and that's the problem.
You've had some bad
mecha-
experiences. Huh?
Because I was going.
It's a question.
No.
But see, let me add context too. I was gonna say
no.
when I asked you
I don't
when I
take
asked you
that
where we
on.
would be without porn, right?
That, and
You
that's
need a
what I
base.
was
Hold on.
answering.
But hold on. When I asked you,
You
where would we
don't
be
need a
without
base.
porn?
The world told you that you need a base.
So how did you learn how to ride? Do you like getting on top? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
Don't make it awkward.
Come on.
How did you learn how to ride?
Through experience.
Getting on top, no beat, just moving. You just knew the move.
Yes. Learn my body. I'm on
In
top.
a
and I'm
rhythmic
figuring it
fashion.
So you
out.
just naturally
In a rhythmic fashion.
Just sit up there.
Yes.
What
Yes.
prepped you
How did
for
you?
that?
How did you know it would work?
What prepped
I didn't know it would work until I figured out that it was working.
And the first time you just
Were you bouncing
the
or
motion
were
of the
you,
ocean was everything?
were you rotating
Yeah.
and grinding?
you? Were your hands on the chest?
Exactly.
Was your posture
Now
right?
y'all going too far. Okay,
Well,
actually,
no,
no.
no, I'm
you know what?
sincerely-
For the
I wanna
sake of
know,
Conversation,
like-
and we're talking about mechanics.
For the sake
Yeah.
of your theory.
Yeah.
Because the context
So-
I was going to add to what I asked too was when I said where would we be without porn, I'm thinking about like if
The ans-
if it's all that instructional kind, like I was telling you about
Yeah.
real sex or the Kama Sutra,
Yes.
when you're observing that stuff, or I
How
put
do
it
you
this
think
way.
they got to Kama Sutra?
But hold on, before you even get there, think about when you look at certain love
Adding
scenes in
extra
movies and whatnot. And that ain't no different than how a lot of young girls grow up idolizing Disney princesses, and I want to be like that when I grow up. When you're seeing
Hard
softcore or
analogies. All right.
when you're seeing softcore,
Hold on. Wait, we're gonna add another segment to this. We're gonna be back because we'll be back. Patio politics.
Yes.
Patio politics.
I want to get away.
What up? What's poppin'? It's DJ Anthony J. Thank y'all for watching the Patio Politics. You feel me? Stay tapped in. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button while y'all at it. You feel me? Stay locked in, Patio Politics.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna bring that up again.
yeah, they
So-
robbed you right there.
All right.
All right.
Get to it.
Ow.
Going back
It's
to
on you. Yeah.
5,
Yep.
4,
Mhm.
3,
2. We back.
You are
we
now
back.
rocking with the Patio Politics.
Patio
Under the
politics.
patio.
Porn, necessity, education, addiction. It's getting real.
Whoever knew that porn could
what
be
I
so
was saying
entertaining.
before we
Now.
what I was saying before we went off to break, and what we talked about on the break was the reality is sex has become recreational and or a sport. So people feel like they need to have some type of a guy before they get in there, when in reality, sex is supposed to be an intimate exchange between two people, meaning that if you came in and you didn't know all the it's a space and place that y'all get to build together, which creates a better bond. It creates vulnerability. And those are all the things that actually people's relationships are missing now. And that's why it's so easy for you to flow from one person to the next, to the next, to the next. So that's what I was saying about the mechanics of it. You're going to go in there very mechanical if the world has taught you that you need to go in there and blow it out the box every time. That's because it's recreational and or sport now. when sex is not meant to be that.
You could go in mechanical and leave with a whole different experience.
Yeah, but somebody else is gonna have to come in there and teach something different. I've been there, and I had a dude that came in mechanical, and I was like, "Hold on, this is not." That's
what if
not
y'all taught each other in the same sense of the form? Like y'all both came mechanical, but it just turned into something different.
That's a vibe.
And then you take that.
That's a vibe.
That's a vibe.
And
there's a whole lot of people out here that ain't catching the vibe.
If she shut that shit out the gate, that ain't no vibe.
Everybody
for it.
It may not be the right vibe, but everybody catches a vibe, and they take that from the mechanicalism that they came into it to, and that's where the flavor of their sex comes from.
That's where women get caught in their feelings, and the dudes get mad because you said we was just having sex.
But see, a lot of people don't know the difference between sex, fucking, and making love. So then that's a whole nother conversation in itself.
But I was gonna say, even with the pornography too, anything I believe that's sort of scripted takes away from the experience, the spiritual experience of it. And I believe
isn't everything scripted?
Well, I'm saying with porn, you got to look at there's not really foreplay. You know, I didn't learn how to suck titties from porn.
Exactly.
Because I didn't learn how to kiss from porn. You know, I learned
taught you how to get to
it
the
taught me
sport.
how to get straight to the point.
Exactly.
Nobody learned how to kiss from porn.
Yeah,
I can say that.
You don't learn that from just
learned
movies
that.
though. Like when you see regular love
that's
scenes?
what I'm saying. Yeah, I took all that as if this is a girl I like, I want to romantically kiss her. Now I'm hugging her. I see movies where asses is getting squeezed. I gotta palm that booty. You get what I'm saying? And everything.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So
I
that's what I'm saying. Pornography is, I believe, miseducating in that form or
Right.
that sense. And it heightens expectations.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so again, that's why when we was talking about Shonga riding, if we're used to watching this video of this bomb chick riding, we're gonna have these expectations just because old girl was moving on the dance floor like that.
Hey, let me tell you,
she gonna get in the bed and be doing that
But
same thing.
If you're watching enough of
Hey.
it, it's hard to have those expectations
Now-
because every woman rides different.
And I was
They
just
do.
gonna say that.
But I'm saying
here's
if-
the reality.
if
you trying to show me a video and say I want you to ride like this, can I duplicate that? No. And let me tell you why. Because the inside of her vagina and the inside of mine is completely different. She got different pockets, cracks, and crevices, and I got different pockets,
cracks and crevices.
See, and I feel with that, then that's a beginning conversation because say
We ain't having conversation.
no, I'm saying
What's
that
in the conversation?
that explanation what you get given, because if he has a fetish for riding and that's his go-to, now it's a slice of their relationship
be
pie
talked about then.
that's lacking, which can cause problems. It can be
see,
problematic.
And now I disagree with that because, like I told y'all before, that is an opportunity for him to teach her. Because
we're talking about you.
What if she's not willing to learn?
no, it's not a conversation. That's why I keep talking about sport and sport versus being in an intimate space.
It's not a conversation for you.
Hold on, just hold on. If she's riding and you don't like it, you're either one, change the position, but if it's your favorite and it's your girl and you want her to get it right, what are you gonna do?
Talk to her.
No, you're not gonna talk to her, Mac. You're not gonna go, oh girl, that don't feel. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna hold on. You're gonna be in the moment. You're gonna lift her up. You're gonna move yourself around. You're gonna put your hands on her hips. You're gonna navigate her in the moment so she can catch the ride.
I'm gonna talk.
You gotta talk.
I was gonna say you
because
gotta
if
talk.
it hurts, I'm going to
I'ma
say,
talk.
"Ow, wait,
Well,
hold
if
on."
it hurts, you should say that.
That's just like a woman when you hitting her from the back and maybe you get too excited.
Yes.
she's gonna say hold on.
If
That's
it hurts,
talking.
That's one thing.
Like,
But
That's
if they're
talking.
just
Fuck
doing
around
it,
and break a dick or something. Doing
Well,
if
that
it
shit.
hurts, that's one thing. But if she's just doing it and it's not pleasing to you,
You don't say, "Well, hold on, wait a minute."
yeah, you're not gonna say that. Come on, y'all. Like, let's be real. You're gonna be in the sauce. You're gonna lift her up. You're
That's
gonna
not true
move
for
your hips
everybody.
around. It's not.
Yeah.
it's
It
not
depends
true
on
for
how you communicate
everybody.
with your partner because you can talk. just
Yeah.
fine.
You can. But how many dudes are gonna do that? Not a lot of them. Because again, everybody.
Shout out to the talkers.
Shout out to the talkers.
Message.
I know they saying shit. I'm gonna talk.
No, they not, because it's just like we were talking about people not being willing to be vulnerable and all of those kind of things. That goes into the same pocket with that. He's not gonna say
Have
that.
you ever
He's
dealt
just
with a
gonna
talker?
But that-
maneuver her.
Have you ever
instead
dealt
of
with a
saying
talker?
Something.
Sometimes the connection would allow a person to be able to be more fluid
So
in
you
talking.
don't
And
have
let's
to
not
Have you
mix
ever
up,
dealt with a talker?
let's not mix up a sloganer
Hold up,
and a
hold
talker.
up. She's deviating. Have you ever dealt with a talker?
First of all, I'm not deviating. Stop trying to act like I be running away from the shit.
Have you
y'all
ever
be
dealt with a
saying.
talker?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to sit here and think about
Nobody
it.
has ever spoken words in English to you during sex?
No.
We can't
I've had-
confuse the people though with like,
but are you
because you know
saying,
you got
no, are you
sloganers
saying,
and you got talkers.
Are you saying talkers just in period, or are you talking about somebody?
Why you
giving
on
me
top now, baby? Come on.
Are you talking about
I'm-
somebody talking or somebody giving me instruction?
That's a sloganer.
A sloganer is not a talker. If
He's
I'm
like,
talking, I'm giving her instruction.
Exactly.
So you're asking me, have I ever encountered somebody that was verbally giving me instruction about something that I was doing in the space of intimacy?
See,
yes.
That's the question, right?
Yes.
I don't.
Yes
I don't,
or no? That's the question.
You just put the ocean in a box with your
I
question
did
and
not,
confuse
because
me.
you're asking me. Those are two different things. If people are talking, yeah, dude been in
Have
my
you?
ear, giving me. You
I'm
know
not
what
talking
I'm
about
saying?
in your ear. You're on top.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Are you saying he's
talking
just
about
talking to
communicating?
me while we're having sex, or is he talking to me, giving me instruction about something happening?
He's in the sauce and telling you this is how you move, baby. Come on, just like that.
So
That's
instruction.
talk. That's talk.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
yes.
talking. It's not whose pussy is this, and that's a sloganer. That's what I mean. You got
Yes.
you got to
Still-
explain
still in the
the
sauce,
type of
but it's-
talking.
Talking, slogan, and instruction, three different things. Because
Instruction.
Okay,
Instructor.
instructor. I'm gonna say no.
Meaning he's still in the sauce. He's
Yeah.
still getting.
He's still in it.
He in the zone.
Yes.
He doing his own thing.
Yeah.
He like, you know what? You may not know what the fuck you doing, but I know what I'm doing, so I'm gonna get mine.
Not that type
No,
of
he's-
talk.
Oh, not on the
Back
same.
attack.
See,
Real.
that's what I'm saying. Not that type of
You're saying he's
instruction.
in the sauce and he's like, hold on, let me show you how to do
The
this.
instructions are not making you
Yeah, of
uncomfortable
course.
because it's
No,
not
yeah,
fucking
he's
up
just,
the vibe.
Yeah, he's just giving some instruction.
But he's guiding you too.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Have you ever had that?
Not that I can recall.
Okay.
Nobody's ever guided you ever.
Not using his words. No.
Is that something that you or a woman in particular would be
I cannot speak for,
for
other women.
but like,
I would be okay with that.
Do you like instruction?
Next question, please.
Do you
does
like
anybody like
instruction?
instruction?
All right, so before we close, you already answered the question. So before we close, man, porn. What was the first one I said? Necessity.
Addiction, necessity, education.
What you got, T?
Education.
Okay, education. Ding, ding, ding. What you got?
Education.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Education. Ding, ding, ding. King, brother.
Education.
Education. Ding, 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 ding. Jasmine. Damn. What you got?
It's not a necessity.
No.
What else is it not? Hold on.
want to know what
What
it
else
ain't.
is
We
it
wanna know
not?
what it
It's
is.
not a necessity.
What it is.
Not what it ain't. What it is.
See,
Y'all have convinced me. Or y'all, no, not convinced. Let me not say
Not convinced.
Y'all have taught me how it could be used for educational purposes.
See? Yeah. See?
and remember, I asked too. Does if Kama Sutra does or doesn't count?
Goddamn you, T in this conversation, man.
Just when we was winning.
Hey, you
we
know
all
what?
winning.
Hey, close.
We out here on the patio.
knows that.
We out here on the patio. If you feel like you have a porn addiction, we are sending you blessings.
Yes.
And we are praying that you are able to
Overcome.
overcome
Yes.
that
And counsel.
and experience intimacy in the way that is fulfilling and whole to you.
That part.
Don't tense your body up. Learn to be loose. Be easy.
Breathe
Say that again,
with it.
brother.
Come on.
Say that. Don't start laughing now, T.
Study
Don't
your
tense your body
partner.
up.
Study your partner.
Hey, go and close us out this motherfucker, man.
Hey, man, you tapping in with the Patio PolitiCz, man. We appreciate y'all for tapping in.
Yeah.
And,
Like, share, subscribe, all that great
Shout
shit.
out to the Legato
yeah.
Collection, y'all.
Shout out to the Legato. And all my riders here, man. It's the patio. We out like this.
We hope you stay a while.